Good evening all. Today I am going to discuss about the Indian prisons, the jails in India. Overcrowding of prisoners. The prisoners are being cramped into the jails. There is violation of blatant human rights because of absence of facilities. So what is the status? There is a report in the month of November and the study is going on in the December with respect to the report which has been released with respect to the status of prisoners in our Indian prisons. So this is a situation, overcrowding, cramped prisoners are being fixed into our prisons. So in this particular prisoners topic is present in GS paper 2, GS2, Polity and Governance. Here the prisons are the important places where the criminals will be located, where there will be the residence for this particular criminals who are being subjected to crime. There will be accused who are also called as under trials and there will be convicted people. So it should be a center for reformatory. It should be a center for reforms of the human beings or the prisoners. So but in Indian context what is happening is because of the overcrowding of prisoners into the jails and into the prisons, there is no proper facilities, hence they are subjected to a lot of violation of human rights. No proper sanitation, no proper drinking water facility, no proper air, which every human being has is demand as a fundamental right which they can get it, but which is been absent in Indian prisons. So in this particular context I want to discuss about the prison statistics India 2017 which has been out. The report has been out very recently and what are the revelations explained by this particular report. Report by National Crime Reports Bureau. The report is given by National Crime Reports Bureau. So this particular question they will ask in our prelims, there might be a chance. Prison Statistics India report will be given by whom? National Crime Reports Bureau. Flags the issue of high occupancy rate, more than 100%. So 100 people can fit in that particular location where 100 people can stay. So that is 100% occupancy. But in Indian context what it has happened means there is overcrowding. Where 100 people can fit, it is more than the 100 people. That means more than the 100%. In 16 states, it is the condition. In 16 states, it is the condition. In this context, the news analysis attempts to cover prison reforms that are to be undertaken in India. So, as per this report, what is necessary? The demand of the day is prisons reform. So, how the reform should go on? NCRB's Prison Statistics Report 2017 mentioned that total prison population. The total number of prisoners in India stood at around 4.2 lakhs. 4.2 lakhs prisoners are there in India, but this number is less than United States of America as well as China. According to second ARC report on public order, second Administrative Reforms Commission report public order which mentioned that this number of 4.2 lakh prisoners is lower as compared to other countries such as USA and China, both in terms of absolute number as well as the percentage of the entire population. So we are in a better position when compared with the United States of America and China. The number of prisoners are less with respect to percentage and absolute numbers are also, it is only 4.2. Hence in this particular context I want to tell that for this particular population we need to provide very good facilities in the prisons. So what type of facilities, what is the occupancy rate, these all things we will be discussing now. So the overcrowded jails, the jails are overcrowded in spite of the lower prisoner population. So we had a very good, the prisoners are very less in number, whether we are providing all the facilities which a general normal human being should have. So in terms of absolute number as well as the percentage, the Indian prisoners are overcrowded. The average occupancy rate of the Indian prisoners is around 115% of the capacity. Indian jail house 15% more number of prisoners as compared to their mandatory capacity. So 15% is higher, where 100% is the occupancy percentage, but more 15% more is present. So overall it is 115% in 2000 year, in the 2017 year. This is in 2017 year. The overall occupancy rate of Indian prisoners has decreased from 140% in 2017 to 115% in 2006. It's a better thing. So in a decade of 2007 to 2017, it was 140%. Now it came down to 115%. That means we are going with very good reforms. So that particular reform should be up to 100%. For that particular thing, what is the required procedure? So, however, in spite of such a decline, even today the Indian prisoners are overcrowded. Yes, it has been reduced, but still it is 15% more. Dominated by the under trials, almost 68% of the prisoners are the under trial prisoners. Under trials are the people who are yet to be found guilty of the crime they have been accused of. So, out of this particular 100% of prisoners who are there in the prisons, 68% of the prisoners are under trials, who are accused, who are not been proven of the guilty. Hence, the accused people are more in percentage when compared to the convicted population. Poor state of Indian prisons, inadequate prison capacity. Most of the Indian jails were built during the British times. Hence, with the increase the population as well as the crimes in our society, the states in India should have upgraded the capacity of the prisons, and they should have also constructed new jails, but it has not happened. With increase in population, with increase in crime rate in the society, there is a need for renovation of the jails, there is a need for new construction of the jails, but that is not happening, because of which there is no proper facilities provided in the jails. However, only some states such as Tamil Nadu is a very good example, is a very good case study. They had constructed new jails, they renovated the existing jails, by which the occupancy rate they reduced, because of which proper facilities are being given to the prisoners. Such as Tamil Nadu have constructed more number of jails and have also upgraded the capacity of the existing jails, because of which they have been able to bring down their prison occupancy rate. For instance, in state of Tamil Nadu, the prison occupancy rate stands at around 61%, which is much lower as compared to all India average occupancy rate of 115%. Approximately half of the Indian average is Tamil Nadu. So we can learn from Tamil Nadu jailers. We can learn from the Tamil Nadu jails. We can learn from the Tamil Nadu jail department. We can learn from the Tamil Nadu Department of Home Affairs, because they are renovating and constructing new jails for the sake of occupancy of the prisoners. After all, they might had committed mistake, but we should not forget that they are not human beings. They are human beings. So the jails should be a center for reform. Jail should not be a center for punishment. Yes, they are suffering. Why? Because they are not living with their families, they are not living with their well-wishers, they are not living with the society. They are into one particular location called as jail. At least drinking water facility, sanitation facility, air facility, the livability should be there. That is absent in Indian jails. Hence, there is an immediate requirement of reforms in prisons. Immediate requirement of prisons. Open prisons should be encouraged. So I am encouraging this. This is my reform. Open prisons should be encouraged. That means open place we can take. In that particular open place which is closed by the compound, and there will be houses like situations in between. For every houses there will be a constable, a jail constable will be there, and in between they can go for manufacturing or production of the goods or agriculture, etc., etc. So there is a need to encourage open jails. Implementation of recommendations of All India Jail Reforms Committee, Mulla Committee, MULLA Committee. One committee was being constituted. Mulla Committee was being constituted to study, to reform the prisons in India. So the recommendations of Mulla Committee, we need to accept it, we need to implement it in letter and spirit. Why? Because the Mulla Committee had made some broad recommendations by which the facilities, the minimum facilities in the prisons will be increased. National Prisons Commission to oversee the modernization of the prisons in India. So this particular committee recommended that there will be a National Prison Commission. A commission will be constituted, and this particular prison commission will be looking after the modernization of jails. Whether jails are becoming modern or not, whether all facilities are provided or not, whether livability is there or not. These all things will be studied by this particular, will be undertaken by this particular National Prison Commission. Who recommended this? Mulla Committee recommended. Prelims point of view, very, very important. For the reforms in prisons, what is the committee constituted? Number one, Mulla Committee or Malimat Committee or second ARC or none of this? And the answer is MULLA, Mulla Committee gave recommendations for the reforms in prisons. Putting a ban on clubbing together juvenile offenders with the hardened criminals in prisons and enacting a comprehensive and protective legislations for the security and protective care of delinquent juveniles. This is very, very important. The juveniles, the delinquent juveniles who are below the age of 18 years, the children according to the Child Labor Prohibition Act, all the children below 18 years are considered as juveniles. So this particular children, juveniles who committed the crime, what are this particular under trials or this particular convicted, they are being placed with the adult prisoners. When this particular prisoners, when the delinquent juveniles, when they stay with the adult prisoners, what will happen? There will be a brain feeding will be happening, there will be a brainstorming will be happening, because of which the tender minds of the juveniles will be changed and they will be becoming permanent criminals. Hence there is a need for separate barricades. There is a need for separate barrages for juvenile delinquents as well as adult criminals who are convicted or who are under trials. There is a need for separation. Why? Because unnecessarily or unknowingly the child will be changed. Segregation of mentally ill persons to a mentally asylum. So there are some prisoners who are mentally ill. Those prisoners should be sent to mental asylums instead of staying there with the prisoners in the prison jails. So these are the recommendations given by Mulla Committee. So the urgent reform is what? The reform of the prisons. So in this particular context, I want to give you one mains question. Try to write answer. How to improve the conditions in Indian prisons? How to improve the conditions in Indian prisons? Recommend suitable measures to protect human rights inside the jails. So you people, you write an answer such that you have to give some recommendations. For this, I will tell you the structure. First paragraph, this Prisons India report 2017, which was been released in November, and the study is going on. So what are the statistics given by this particular report? First paragraph. So you are proving it with evidence. You are proving with facts that yes, the situation in jails is not proper. The situation in prisons is inhumane. And second paragraph, Mulla Committee recommendations you ought write. In order to come out of such inhumane treatment or inhumane location, inhumane residential facility which is there in prisons, what are the recommendations given by Mulla Committee? Why? Because a standard report. It's a standard report. Why? Because we are normal man. We are all normal human beings. One committee, expert committee gave recommendations. Second paragraph, give the recommendations of the expert committee called as Mulla Committee. And third paragraph, you give your own solution. You give your own opinion and conclude it. So these 4 paragraphs, if you write, you will get maximum marks. So this is for prison reforms in India. So thank you, my dear friends. We will come up with next current issue tomorrow. So please subscribe to my channel. You can see in YouTube search box, if you use my name Vishnuvardhan P, or then you will see my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.